Hi everybody, I just want to show you what trend trading is. You've heard trend trading. Trend trading is basically the market moves in three different trends. Um, they're moving upward trend, sideward trend, and a lot of people tell you not to go against the trend. Just for the fact, let me show you. So when you first start out, you'll see a sideways trend, an upward trend, and what it is the market keeps going in a certain directions. Now this could happen on a daily chart, hourly chart, 4 hours chart, it doesn't matter. And then you'll have a downward trend. And usually most time the market only does like a daily trend or weekly trend, only changes once or twice a year, and that's it. But in those trends you'll have movements. So for, let's say, if this is a daily trend, so day, but inside that market you'll have hourly trends. You also have what they call Elliott wave, which we'll discuss Elliott wave usually later in another video. But you have another trend. So these are hourly trends. But even in those trends, you'll have, let's say, a 5-minute. And then you'll have another trends inside those. So it doesn't matter which one you look at. We're doing the hourly one here. And then you have like a minute one coming in, or 5-minute. You can go all the way down a minute, a second, some of these charts. So that's what a trend is. It's just something that's moving in a directions. Now you can have a sideways trend. You have a trend going sideways. And inside those, they'll have other trends, other movements. So it depends on what you go on and how fast you want to get in. So like if you do a weekly trade and you get in, and this is the weekly chart. So this is a weekly, and you get into it here or here, and you expect it to go up. Well, it could go up. Then inside these trends, it could have another pullback. And go back. So you have to let it play out. So if you do the candle patterns, like I was showing in another video, and this is a green candle. With my green one at? Green candle, and this is a red candle. So technically on this one, the market was coming up, and that should go back down. So for this to play out, you could have another red candle form here, but for it to play out, in the weekly one, you have to watch it to do the whole weekly. Or you can cut it down to the point you're looking at the weekly one or daily one, and you cut it down to a monthly one. But I always check the charts. I always do the daily, and then I'll do the I'll do the daily one, then I'll go down to the hourly, then down to the 15 minutes, then down to the 1 minute, and get on the trade. So you may see something in a different, you may see a candle pattern form on a on a daily chart, and so you think, well, I'm gonna get in right here and do the candle down and let it trend down. But when you go to a hourly chart, instead of jumping in right then, you may go to the hourly chart. You notice it's in an upward trend still, but you want that trend to break. So what you do is you take the upward trend and you draw your lines like it's going upward. And as soon as this breaks this line, you know it's going to go down, come back up, test it, and this is usually where I would get in, and then watch it fall down. Some people don't. Some people gets in as soon as it breaks here, which is okay. But most time you'll come back up and retest this one line area again, and that's usually what some people do. Some people don't. It's totally up to you. This is what I do because I have seen it. I have seen it where it has came through the line and went below it, and as soon as it goes below it, it starts going back up again, and it continues. So always be leery. Or sometimes I've seen it, and there are always going to be trades. So don't get me wrong. So don't, if you ain't got patience, don't get in trading. But I have seen it where it's come through the line and just keep going down. It does not test the area. It's not coming back up to retest the area. So therefore, I wouldn't have got into the trade. Because if not, there's other trades. There's other currencies out there that's going to do, whatever it's going to do. So I'll teach you. So this is my daily. If you notice, it's going on sideways trend. So let's go to one that we can see better. Let's go to Europe. This one's good. It's kind of a sideways trend. Let's see how this one goes down. Let's see, we got another tool here we can use. Let me find it real quick. Let's see. Well, I used to know where it's at. Well, anyways, we'll just do it this way. Okay, here we go. So see how it goes down. You kind of want as many touch as you can. So we'll just leave it up there for right now. And this one should come up. Oops. And it's okay if it breaks out a little bit, but see where I was telling you. So if you draw this out, and when this started up here, you would have thought this was the breakout. But it's actually on a downward trend anyway, so this wouldn't have mattered here, but this would have got you. You'd have thought, well, okay, this is the breakout. Even though it came back retested, it still came back down and started going still on a downward trend. This one is where it started breaking out. So it came down, went up, and then went on. So I wouldn't have got in this trade because they never did come back and retested it. Now it went on upward, and then it starts going sideways. So we go to hourly. You see my trend? But in the hourly one, if you went down, let's see, it did come back and tested it, then went up. So you see, it's always best to go start out with a, most people I've talked to always starts out with a daily and then they go down with the hourly. We have a few people I know this just does the hourly of 4 hours. So if you look zoomed in, oops, moved it. This candle here, I get it back where it was. It came out of it, tested it, comes back down, test it again, and then start moving up. So I would have got into this one because of this. So we'll go back down to the 5 minutes. Maybe we went too far back. No, it ain't gonna show up here. So let's go to MetaTrader 4. We'll go to our new chart. Let's go to a new chart. I think US one was better to do. So see this one, it looks like it's going sideways, but this is on a 1 hourly. Actually, so that's the 1 hour. So it's on an upward trend. But on these, this is your 15-minute. And you can change the color of it. It looks like, let's see. There we go. You want as many touches you can, which I think this one will be downward a little bit. I'm gonna put it right there. You can go down to the 1 minute, and it's got it broken down even more. I'll put this right in there. Actually, we'll put this right in there. See, now the daily chart's going down, down, and all of a sudden now it's shot out of it and went up. Looks like it's going to upward trend. So a lot of times if you do these trend things, you can narrow it down to the 1 minute and now realize the trends now has stopped going. See, this is the hour. 15 minutes, it's went down, and now it looks like it's going back up. It's going to do an upward trend. It's breaking the downward trend and going back up. Now there is software that I think you can get that does this for you, but learn it yourself. So now this one tells me it's an upward trend, so it should keep going up, and we'll check it out later. We'll keep this drawed up. Alright, now some people change these colors of these so you can tell which one you're on. And this is a trend, so you try to keep it in the trend. But usually, in some cases, you'll have what they call Elliott waves. And this is not a good one because it's going sideways. Let's see. Let's see, now this one's an upward trend, but sometimes in these you'll have what they call Elliott waves. You'll go one, we'll change the color of that to something you can see. I like the green. Let's go with a bright color. Go with it possibly be this one, or it could go up to this one. But you have 5 waves. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my 4th one's there. That's what happened. There. The reason why you do this is where it started. Start coming down, now it's going back up. So right now this is the lowest point. Started, the highest, next to highest. The highest, these are all the same. You put it there, then it should come down right here. Now does it do it always? No. It could keep going up and up. And you have 4 or 5 Elliott, 4 or 5 waves in it. And there's a pattern. This is for example because there's a technique to Elliott wave, but a lot of times when you go into a wave, a pattern, they'll go up and then down and down. And to do the pattern with the Elliott wave, it will be like going up. This will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it will do what they call a correction. It'll come down, come back down, test it, and then keep going. That's a perfect world. But it's called an Elliott wave. But this pattern here, to pull back, this must be come back to a Fibonacci number. Let's say 68.1, and this is supposed to be the longest trend of all. So it's supposed to be the highest to show the momentum, and it pulls back. This is supposed to be a Fibonacci, and this is supposed to should equal to this one. Same way this one. I'm sorry. This one should come across here. There's a lot of technique to the Elliott wave to get it, and then this should form a pattern, a bat, Gartley, or whatever, and that tells you that it's going to go back down. It's going to continue and start falling back down. But there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot to it because you have to use Fibonacci I'll do Fibonacci in another video, and what Elliott wave is and how you can detect it. But Elliott wave is when you get really into the stock market. So right now, let's just do the patterning. It's on a trend. Now, anytime these breaks this, like it broke it here, but we hit the most of them here. A lot of times when they hit these lines, that's when you want to get in. Start watching it. Watch the candle patterns. Watching which way they go, which candle forms, and that would tell you which way, if it's going to go up or going to go down. So you can see right here, this candle, the bears has pushed it up. They got a little momentum. I'm sorry, the bulls pushed it up. They got a little momentum. The bears pushed it. The bears come back down. But see this candle here? This one here's got a long wick, so the bears pushed it up. Bulls pushed it up. And then this one right here, the bears pushed it up, and it's still a green candle. And now it's on an upward trend. Same way here. If you notice that it's just hit this line, that gives you confirmation. It's come up, went above it, but then it's come around, and then the bears has pushed it back down. It's turned a red one. It's come over here, and now it's touched the line, and now it's going back down. You also got, and we'll discuss it later in another video, you also got, let me delete these. Pitchforks. So you want to get right where the touch is. There's your pitchfork. This one might work out. Kind of want to get the back of it onto another point, but I think that's going to be it. This is a pitchfork, and these are all Elliott waves inside of it. The pitchforks, not Elliott waves, Fibonacci's. So it's come to here, touch, 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 and then comes back down. It's come over here to touch it, and most times it will stay in these patterns. It will stay in that until it pushes way out, and then once it starts pushing out, there again you'll see where it kind of pushes out. Sometimes comes back and retests it, comes kind of raised down, comes back up and does it. I had a pitchfork one time. I did it probably 4 months ago, and I did it in a pattern. I did it on a pattern for say. And so there, we're going to go from X, A, B, I'm sorry. So you kind of want to keep it on Charlie Delta, what they call it, the A, B. Remember the C and D, but it went through that trend. Well, somewhere down the line it got way out of the trend and started going back down. Then all of a sudden it started coming back into this pattern and then started trading again like it needed to be in confines. But I done deleted all that, and I can't show you. I had a picture of it at one time and I deleted it saying, you know, this has been 4 months ago. But we'll talk about pitchforks later in another class. So anyways, this is the trend. I just want to let you know it. So I'm going to get off here. Y'all hope y'all have a good day. Remember, go by the future tellers, the candlestick patterns. They are what I consider is the future. So we'll do, just follow them. And they can tell you which way the pattern's going, which way the movement's going. Like this one be going up, this one be going down, this one be going up, this one be going down. So just remember, the candlestick patterns can almost predict the future. And when you do a trade, an Elliott, not Elliott, but a trend, try not to go against the trend when you're first starting out. I mean, if it's on an upward trend, don't try to bet it going down. If it's on upward trend, try to get in it when you think it's at the bottom. Only professionals and good people gets in it, or professional gets in it here, or good people that knows what they're doing, is what I was gonna say. And they'll fight against the trend and get out here, then and bet it going up again. At first, when you're trying to do it, just remember, and when you first started out, if it's on a sideways trend, I would leave it alone. You can make money off this, but if you don't have a lot of money in it, most time you are not going to make no money off of it. You might make a few cents because you still got to get in it and make pips. So just remember, if it's on a trend, try to follow the trend. Try to go bet on it when it's going up. So when you see it come down, touch that line and start going up, place your bet there. Try not to place it here, because I have seen people do it and it come up and it touched it and they're thinking, oh, I'm gonna bet it here, and all of a sudden it goes way out of it, and then they're like, oh no, I'm gonna get out. So they'll get out of it, and all of a sudden it comes back down and then continues. Alright, that's all the trend trade I'm gonna do today. So have fun. Y'all have a good one. Be safe.